Hey, what's up everybody? It's me, Danae, and I'm here with a message for you. Feeling guided to tap into the sight word cards today. So we're going to pull a couple, his on the top of the deck. We're going to pull a couple from here and see what comes up. Wood. His wood. Other. These are actually shuffling the best that they have so far. That's quite a bit. Should I take no? That's too many. I don't think I want to take that. Let's see. Would others see? I'm gonna actually move the Queen of Swords out the frame a sec until we're ready for her. So I can have some space. Hope you're doing well today. I know I've said that already if you caught my first video, but it can't be said enough, right? I was out and about a little bit today, and I just gotta say, I wasn't gonna say it, but I will, since we're having small talk here. As, when, have. Let's take a few more. Let's see what comes up. The air out there is pretty different. It's strange. I actually find myself having to ground very intentionally when I come back in from outside, whether it's people's energies, which we are definitely still in that full moon vibe, still lingering, as well as some other planetary alignments that are affecting our energetic force and balance. But I would just say, just take extra care of yourself, especially if you're one that has to be around a lot of people, particularly for work or whatever your everyday life entails. To really take your spiritual hygiene seriously, even if it's just when you get in, taking off all your clothes, and definitely washing your hands and stuff. But you know, just finding some way to settle your energy. Listen to some good music, have a cup of tea, take a shower if you need to, or a bath every night if you have to. But it's just very different out there. I find myself being much more affected than I typically am. All right, let's get one more, and let's say he. Let's see, what was that? Time. Definitely caught my eye. All right, time for some action. Come. He, come, get. Okay. All right, let's see where we at. Would others see, can, of, as, when, have now, used, time, he. As of now, I hear that. As of now, he can or would have Pair these two together. He can or would use if or when he have time. See other. Come see other. Get. Come with other. As of now, this as of now feels out of place, like it doesn't go there. He can use when. What's this saying, Spirit? Maybe we're gonna have to pull some cards to really get some clarity. See, I'm gonna put here. Somebody having a conversation out there about taking care of somebody that's not their responsibility. I don't know who they talking to, but might as well be to the neighborhood as clear as I can hear it. All right, as of now. All right, I'm gonna pull some cards on this because it's not really coming clear to me. Come with other, he can use. When he have time. He can use when he have time. Would come with other. Yeah, is that it? Would come with other. Would come with other what? Other. Would come with other. Can use when he have time. As of now. Definitely a lot of references to a time. We got now, we got actual time, we got when, would. Would is like what do you call it? It's conditional. Like coming with other, come with other. It's on some condition. Can use is a possibility when he have time. Meaning something pending, or again conditional on the timing of a thing. And now then we got as of now. So what is as of now? What's as of? See? So there's something, there's a present state of possibility. Well, there's a potential state of possibility of something. But as of now, it's almost like it's not fully crystallized in some way. There's like a potential for something, but right now, maybe perhaps it doesn't look like there is. When he had time, would come with other. Can come with other. Would use when he have time. Would use. Would use. Can come with other. When he have time. I hear that. Would you see? Oh, snap. Would you see when he have time? Or you would see. You would see when you have time. What is the time for? Can come with others. So someone is in transition or transit, coming, but they're not present yet. There's some timing that is dependent upon the physical presentation of this person or this, whatever this is. I'm saying person because of the he, when he have time. Would you see as of now? Can come with other. You would see. Would you see as of now? Would you see when he have time? So the timing is the most important piece, that something is undoubtedly on its way. And the as of now is as of now, the only thing I can think of as of now is that, you know, just patience, you know, even temperance. That's what I see, the temperance card. You know, being patient for this revelation of sorts. Being faithful to know that it undoubtedly is coming, but there's a certain timing of it all that has to be synchronized or synergized in order for it to fully manifest or get to be. And that coming could be, like I said, it could be revelation, it could be an actual person. Would you see? You would see. Would you see when he had time? Or would you see as of now? No, I think it's that. All right, so I'm gonna pull some cards. Let me just see. If If, yeah, see, it's something conditional about time. Something is quite possible, but what is dependent on it, or what it's dependent upon, is faith, patience, and I hear perseverance. Outside of that, it's a total possibility. Oh, I already knew what that was. Get. I feel like there's another card in here, but I'm not gonna pull anymore. Let's pull some tarot. Oh, that was hard. And we got the Queen of Swords, which, you know, I'm expecting some clarity coming from this energy on the bottom of the deck. And let's build on this message. All right, Spirit. Give me something. Tell me something good. Yeah, there's something. This is the Four of Cups. And y'all know I'm about to get on your nerves with this straightening, right? I know. This is the Four of Cups, rejecting some world order or new world order. Resistant to the new world order, and not in a derogatory sense, more so the evolution of life as it is ordained ethereally, that there's still some resistance to it emotionally with this Four of Cups here. Yeah, from moving forward in some victorious or successful way or highly energetic way. This is someone that's still looking back at the past, or somehow just resistant to the presence of spirit, even because that cup is coming down from the heavens. So let's say, come with other, can come with other. Okay, so as I was saying, and moving forward, yeah, because they're still hanging on to, it's like an inflection here. Four Cups, Four Pentacles, still hanging on to the material world and not recognizing the evolution that is taking place, or at least not reverencing it, you know, not taking it seriously, or just rejecting it altogether, not wanting to surrender to this evolution within self, first and foremost, and then what's going on around self, like how life is unfolding for some reason is unsettling for this character. Can come with other. What is other? Come with, let's do it like that. What is can come with other? Give me some color on that one, because that one stumps me the most. Here's the Tower card, and that's usually what happens when the spirit has to do some clearing out for you. Oh, he's still trying to bring some energies with him, or trying to stay attached. Okay, that makes sense. Trying to stay, let me move this up a little bit. Still trying to stay attached to some securities or satisfactions of the past, with this Four Cups, this Four Pentacles, and now with this Two of Towers. Perhaps, you know, it's two people being thrown out of the tower. Perhaps he's still holding on to the idea of a relationship or some connection, some association, even if it's not like intimate or anything, but still holding on to the idea of it from a past perspective, and trying to bring the essence of that into this new world, you know, like trying to put old wine into new wineskin, seeing that there is an evolution that's occurring, and that there's some call to be transformed and, you know, transitioned into some other way of being, but still trying to bring those old tricks and habits into that new way of life. Yeah, here's a competition here. And look at that. Yep. Why? Why are you trying to do that? And then, yeah, trying to still trying to have victory forward through the same old methods of competition. Like, this is very much so old world energy, where everybody's kind of like trying to one up each other, you know, fighting to be the most powerful, the most creative, as if there needs to be a competition for that. You know, not everybody just kind of moving in their own lane. It's like there's been no honor. I don't know what the hell's wrong with you people. Is like, how can you not see? And that's the thing, like when the tower comes, it's like you've waited almost too long. It doesn't always have to be a negative thing, but in this regard, you've been holding on for too long. And now, you know, it's like the evolution, the universal evolution spirit is like, all right, enough is enough. Now I'm gonna have to throw your ass out. You know, like you want to be sitting up in this ivory tower, building a castle to nowhere. Now I'm gonna have to throw you out for the sake of you, ultimately, so that you can hopefully, you know, ideally be released from this confusion and chaos that there's been some comfort and some stability in. And remember, I said he's still holding on to something that was satisfying, I suppose, at some point in time. And this is like God trying to give him a new cup of love, a new contentment, replenishing, revitalization in some way. And he's like, nah, I want what I had. I'm still looking at old emotional antics and still holding on to material wealth and gain, and how he even acquired such, and relationships that are not in alignment, or just commitments and connections that are crashing and burning literally, but he's holding on with all his might, competing to hold on in a sense, like trying to stay within this chaos for what? Because you think it's going to bring some victory? I can't see how. At this rate, when the tower hits, man, you kind of have to, well, that's way too many. Yeah, you kind of have to regroup. I don't know. Let's see. And that's interesting, because first it was the King of Wands in the stack that I didn't take because it was just too many. And yeah, and this is now the Knight of Wands, who's extremely impulsive. So it's the pleasure of it all, the passion for this chaos, this, you know, there's some connection to this toxicity that is still alluring and tempting and gratifying in some way. Maybe perhaps just because it's just what he's been used to, and moving now in an upright position as the King of Swords would and does is harder, you know, like it requires more focus, more commitment, more integrity. You know, when as the Knight of Wands, you kind of, that's like in this case is given F-boy energy, you know. And if you're coming out of an experience such as this, or an environment such as this, they all are comfortable being F-boys. Nobody is really held to a higher standard per se, because they're all on the same vibration. So to be the one, that this is a totally different suit in the swords, to be the one to stand out from amongst the crowd for someone that's still holding on to some, I don't even know what it is, like I guess stability and security. With the cups, it's like, it's something psychological, because it's like is definitely toxic, you know, what's being held on to. This is superficial, but something about those cups is giving me toxic, like there's some tainted satisfaction that he would rather have in those 3 cups than he would get from the 1 cup of the divine. You know, something that's still satisfying his carnal nature, that's still, you know, that's still tempting. You know, it still brings some type of, it fills some void, you know, that may have been unresolved, that is more immediately gratifying, you know, again, to that carnal nature of self, than to have to stand up amongst all these guys and be the only one with the sword of truth. It's like, that's a hard thing to do. So the top line is, well, not, what did it say? Can come with others, putting the S on that, other. This is exactly what I was saying, like trying to bring this energy into the future, you know, with him, but all the while being dragged down by it, because this is a definite disparity. If you're being called to be the King of Swords, you know, organically, but you're still thriving, and I won't even say thriving, I'll say striving with this card in the Knight of Wands energy. You know, you're still playing small, you're still looking to have a good time, but not for a long time, still uncommitted, you know, a little bit imbalanced, energetically erratic, compulsive, you know, just looking to conquer whatever you see for some type of, it's an ego stroke is what this is. That's what this is. That's probably what that is too, that 4 of Cups. It's like something about those cups. Oh, because he can feel elevated. I got you. Because he feels elevated, he can elevate himself amongst this crowd, you know, as naturally being organically the King of Swords. When you're sitting amongst the 5 of Wands and Knight of Wands energies, you can exalt yourself amongst that crew more than having to actually be amongst those that are just as accountable in their integrity and their honor as you are called to be. It's like, this is like a facade that can be well played out here, but when you're around some real people that really are, you know, sitting in their kingly vibrations and their master of, you know, whatever their prominent characters are, as in the other kings in the deck, you know, imagine sitting around 5 kings. There's a different, you know, there's a different, what's the right word? There's just like a different standard to adhere to, you know, to live up to, in a sense. It's harder work, as I said, pretty much. So he's trying to bring this vibration into where he's ultimately being called to be, but the resistance is just, you can't do that, you know. Would you see when he have time? Let's see what this would you see is about. This one's a little tough for me, I'm not gonna lie. What you see? Okay, let's see what that is. And there's another Knight. Yeah, we got the Justice card. The Lovers, about choosing your higher self, and then there's the Karma, Wheel of Karma. The Wheel of Fortune, but that's karma. So we got justice and karma in one spread. Would you see? What's this about, Spirit? Come through. I'm not feeling the vibes myself. I'm gonna take another one. Then we got the Knight of Swords under the deck, which is someone who is a little bit angry and anguished. I'm gonna put him up here because I feel like that's the vibration up there more so than it's aligned with this Knight of Wands somehow, some way. Oh yeah, because of the King of Swords energy, because yet again, that's the true face. As I was saying, it's like he would like to be the King of Swords, you know, this upstanding citizen, man of valor and honor and, you know, high integrity and all that. That's what he's actually called to be, and that's the mask and the facade that he may wear. But in actuality, he's just this Knight of Swords who's just like angry and entitled and aggressive, taking action toward his carnal satisfactions in ways that are not favorable in spirit and in truth. That's what the Knight of Swords is giving me right now. Damn it, these damn cards. I know it's so annoying to you. It's annoying to me. And there's another knight, the Knight of Cups. I'm gonna put his ass over here. I don't even know if you can see in that corner, but I'm gonna put him right over here because that makes sense to me. All right, let's keep going. I'm gonna get a couple more. That Two of Swords like bent a little bit. I wonder what that's about. We got this, and I turned over the deck and really didn't mean to. The Seven of Pentacles, which is about investments. Here's this standing your ground card. Yeah, he's trying to protect himself. Would you see? It's like, would you see? It's the really spirit trying to get his damn attention. If the Tower didn't move you, what will? It's like, would you see already that you need to, and what's that card? Yup, Hangman. Wow. Would you see already that you about to hang yourself indefinitely by continuing on in this energy? Because justice will be served. There will be balance brought into play for all, you know, like completely indiscriminatory, you know, whatever it is, the universe is here to bring it back into order. And we got the two of the Lovers here. What is that about? That's more so about choosing your heart. Yeah, it's like the justice is here for the choices that were made, you know, perhaps because this right up under this Four of Cups, these holding on energies. So whether it be a relationship, and then the Tower here with them two falling out of the Tower, it's like, are you going to finally see what the universe is trying to show you? You know, that it's time for you to release. It's time for you to let go and allow some new energy, some new order into your life, instead of holding your ground stubbornly, waiting for some ships to come in based on the energy, once again, that you've been exerting, you've been expelling. It hasn't really gotten you anywhere in this sense. So, Nat, get out of here. Get over here. Not until I start reading do that happen. Does that happen? You're stuck, you know. This person is stuck because they just refuse to see a new way. They still keep holding their ground on these old ways of being, thinking that it's going to yield those favorable results that they've been able to conquer in the past, you know, and that Knight of Wands and that Knight of Swords energy. And even with the Knight of Cups, by some way of finesse, they've always been able to finesse their way into a situation. Like, I don't need, nah, Spirit, I don't need that cup. I'm good. I got this. You know, thinking that their money or their material or their status or clout was going to pretty much like open the doors, and what doors wouldn't be opened by that would be opened by, you know, their natural ability to just kind of finesse the situation and make it work for them, even in chaos. You know, they can somehow create within the chaos of situations, even probably more, you know, more, I would say, geniusly with that Knight, that King of Swords energy. That's like a genius in his craft. Like, he can navigate through chaos almost on a genius level and make it work for him, create something out of nothing, almost literally the lowest vibrations possible, and make it work. And that, again, that has worked, to be the smartest guy in the room, literally, and to use your lower vibrations because they're very much present, but you're exalted in a way that others see you in a higher, you give off a higher prestige in face, but in truth, this is the nature, you know, someone that is just reckless and ruthless with the Knight of Swords, and a little bit of finesse. Perfect storm of all. The only thing missing here is the Knight of Pentacles, go figure, because that's one of the more stable energies in the deck, you know, that's a little bit more grounded. But with all these vibrations here, it's like I said, still trying to do that thing that you do to gain results, when all the while the tides are turning. The Wheel of Fortune is here, Justice is here, saying that this time's up for those old intentions and actions. They don't have value universally anymore, and it never really was ordained by the forces of love for that to be prosperous, but it's been allowed because of the evolving state that the universe was in. There's certain things that just were, you know, no holds barred for a minute, but now that's not the case. The Wheel of Fortune is here, which means that wheel is turned, and we're in a whole new era. The World card, I think, came up, didn't it? I think it did. Or maybe that was another time, another reading. And he's still trying to resist it. Still waiting for his ships to come in the way that it's like, I know this works. I've done it before. I know this, you know, I can do this. I've been in stickier situations than this, and I can get myself out. Or I've had less than this, and I've been able to manifest, you know. But it's like, will you see? Would you see? was the statement from the cards. Would you see that the times have changed? The tide has changed, like Spirit pleading with you. Like, would you see that you are actually stuck here and by your own doing? You know, that there's nothing that's going to move or nothing new that's coming in a productive sense until you're willing to change your perspective, you know, and be willing to, as I said, transition from this state of being, from these transgressions of old, and be enlightened, literally, to a new way of thinking and being within yourself, you know. And it's like, when he had time, the condition is like, it's like the timing. Remember I was saying, like, time is definitely of the essence here. There's something about time that keeps coming up, and the Wheel of Fortune is absolutely connected to time. Even look at it, you know, it looks like a clock in a sense, and it's like it's like the hourglass is running out. Look at these cups looking like hourglasses. The hourglass is running low, and this person is still doing the same old thing. And it's like, as of now, like, time is is you got a little bit of time now, you know, before you're completely stuck in this noose that you're wrapping around your own neck. But in a minute, it's like that clock, that whistle's gonna blow and the game is over, you know. And what side of that game will you be on? You know, will you be the winner in your own life, or will you be the biggest loser? Only, and again, only by your own refereeing, you know, at this point, because it implies that there is time. He has time, but as of now, but the warning is blaring, you know, and it's like something has already occurred with this tower here to really signify a great change, you know, and almost impose a great change. And it's like even that wasn't enough. So it's like, well, what would it be? What would actually make you make that change and look at the man in the mirror? You know, literally with the hangman here, look for some true enlightenment to move forward in the way that the universe is calling you to, pushing you to at this point. Or, you know, are you going to keep making these poor investments? This is somebody doing the same thing over and over and over again. I can see why it's been hard to get this out, because this energy don't want to hear nothing. They're and there's a Knight of Pentacles and about to be too late and out of date. You know what I mean? Like, seriously. But this is the this is the space that he's in now, like protecting his own vibration. And that's fine if you're protecting yourself against the things that, like protecting yourself against the Five of Wands, that chaos and confusion, but that's not the energy I get. I'm getting that this wheel is turning and signs all around are saying, stop, halt, who goes there? You know, turn around, dead end, do not swim, no diving, like all, no crossing, all the signs. And he's like, nope, this has worked before, I'm going to do it again. It's going to work for me. I know it. I have the proof. I have the receipts, and I'm going to keep on doing it. All the while still protecting himself from the very environments that he has inserted himself into, because he's still dying literally to be a part of this energy up here. So while he's still protecting himself from the divine and the evolution that is trying to organically lead him, all the while he's still protecting himself from the inside out, literally within himself and also within this group of savages that he's surrounded by. It's like, when would you see, or would you see, whatever that was, would you see, like, that you are not in a good position here, that you're almost out of time. This is the slowest moving knight in the deck. You're about to be too late to have any chance of survival and turnaround if you don't wake up, you know. So let's see a few more lines and then we'll get out of here. Yeah, it's like being resistant even to this message, you know what I mean? Like, no, I don't want to hear that. King of Pentacles almost tried to turn over, because that's the ultimate idea, you know, wanting to be rich and a man in charge and wealthy and master of your material world, and all that is good, but it's clearly not being obtained in the right way. Okay, we got let's do this. The Eight of Pentacles, work. Oh, the Knight of Pentacles wanted to come back out. Okay, we'll see what he's talking about. The Ace of Cups, the Queen of Swords here. And then we have this plan. As of now is where we kind of are, more or less. Or when he had time and as of now, between those two vibrations. When he had time. So this is someone working diligently yet again. Damn it. I know it's probably excruciating for you as much as it is for me to see it crooked. But okay, so let's see here. Got the Queen of Swords. Yeah, to me it really, you know, because he's coming toward the Queen of Swords, and look, I'm seeing this here already, and look, still greedy and disappointment. That's the two energies here. Balancing money and still trying to make some dark collaborations with people that, and it's like the crowd is getting smaller. It went from the 5, now it's down to the 3, and he's still juggling resources and juggling energy and time, but still, you know, looking to be fulfilled. And there's the King of Wands again, that tried to come up earlier, now trying to present himself as some master of energetic force and creativity to force something to happen. That's the energy that I'm getting on account of, on the back end of this disappointment and this depression, like trying to like transmute that energy into something creative. But again, like, it's not well founded in this particular way. You know, if you're still not satisfied with what you have, but you're still trying, you know, it's like there's still some dissatisfaction here. And if that is the motivation and the come from, yeah, this isn't a card of energy that is healed, is what I'm trying to say. And then we got this is just like a lot of scarcity here and dissatisfaction, and trying to force some action into manifestation on account of these vibrations is just not the vibe. And here's the plan here toward this overflow of love. Also, now he's seeing that, oh man, it's like, as of now, literally, he's seeing the objective here, the ultimate objective, which is to attain this Ace of Cups vibration some way, somehow. But that's the point that I'm making. It's like he sees what the goal is, the objective is, but the come from and the intention, the motivation is still off. You know what I mean? The King of Wands is in the deck, not on the board, which says to me that that's still not a prominent vibration. It might be a desirable one. It might even be one that is being somehow perpetuated or perpetrated, I should say, but it's not really authentic in the highest vibration of its nature in order for it to be prominent on this board. There's still some work, some diligent work being invested in some desirable outcome of action, but the Knight of Pentacles is ultimately the outcome of that work, which is what I said, that it's still just a little too late. And trying to offer it to a Queen of Swords who has her back turned and is almost blocking you from this cup of love from this end. This is one of the most prominent masculine vibrations on the board right now as it pertains to this Knight of Wands, Knight of Swords, Knight of Cups, who would be the Knight of the King of Swords energy. You know, as I said, this is the best vibration there is to have of the Knights, and it seems like maybe there was some enlightenment that is starting to seep in, but I would say more so by the way of external circumstances. You know, it's like almost a force, like force to the hand for you to finally have to say like, all right, let me just figure something else out. That's why I keep saying it's like there's enlightenment and there's a new objective and plan, but it's still not, it's not pure though. It's not 100% pure. It's forced. You know, it's like your back is against the wall, literally, with the Hangman. So you're forced to go back to the drawing board and conjure something else up. You know, literally, you're trying to conjure some other outcome up as fast as you can to catch up to where you have mismanaged yourself at this point. But Knight of Pentacles up against the back of the Queen of Swords, she's either not willing to receive, or you're trying to, again, it's like the intentions are ill, you know, because you're trying to sneak up behind her back to offer something, or there's still some, you know, there's still something a little bit sneaky, you know, a little bit underhanded, which is probably why the Spirit's still saying, would you see? Because even in the highest enlightenment achieved thus far, given all the experiences that one has incurred, and, you know, all of the signs and signals and synchronicities and people, places, and things crumbling around him, it's like he still is self-serving. He still is looking to create the best outcome for himself to prosper in one way, shape, or form. Even if he's a little late with that pentacle, he knows, you know, it's not of the purest vibration to offer, but it's like, well, I'm gonna offer it. I'm gonna see what happens. You know what I mean? She's not even looking at him. She's looking at love, real love, the Ace of Cups. You know what I mean? The Queen of Swords is looking at the cup. She's not looking for your pentacle, sir. She probably won't even accept it. Her hand is open to love in its purest form. Pentacles and money, material gain, status, clout, that doesn't really excite the Queen of Swords. She's the genius in her field. Truly, she's on the board. You know, the Queen of Swords is actually on the board as opposed to the King of Swords, you know? So it's like this plan, he's coming from trying to figure out a way to come from both sides to hash this plan, but it's still, if it's still not in the right vibration, and maybe even enlisting others to help with this plot. I don't know what it is, but as of now, it's not looking good for that to go through. You know, for that to be the move for his ultimate success and seizure of whatever he's trying to conquer. Yeah, this is he's looking like a fool right now, literally. And a fool in many circumstances would be a good vibration to have, but this is like foolish faith. It's not just blind faith where you're like, I trust God and I know, you know. No, he trusts himself. He trusts the things that he's been able to do before that have manifested a desirable outcome. He trusts in the way that he's been able to finesse and conquer anything that he set his eyes on, feeling as though if he did it then he absolutely could do it now, you know, and that's going to get him, you know, the ultimate cup. But this energy is definitely, yeah, with this here still juggling and struggling. I actually didn't even mean to do that. It's really more so like this that I meant to turn around, because this is on the top and this is the bottom as it is. But that confirms to me that he's still juggling his old ways, trying to make $1 out of 15 cents on old energy, you know, and going toward that vibration. The three of Pentacles, I just can plainly just see that as enlisting accomplices into this plan some way, somehow, you know, to, I don't know. I don't even know what the purpose is. I guess it really just comes down to money and exaltation, the power, like trying to reclaim. If you were at the 2, you're at the 2 when you're trying to get to the 3. Yeah, still, like I said, just still using, manipulating and monopolizing on other people's energy for your own personal gain, you know, for your own promotion. It's all self-serving, and I just don't see it going very far. Let me just take 2 more just to finish this hour, whatever spirit brings up next. But I feel like it's saying the same thing over and over. As of now, it's just not the move, bruh. Yeah. Yeah. And look, King of Swords there again. What's under there? Trying to create balance, trying to make some new investments, you know, again, exalting himself. And this would be balance of community, but it's actually not. It's him exalting himself and promoting himself on the poverty and scarcity of others, you know, really trying to find, it's very imbalanced, you know, his intentions, as a matter of fact, because he's still breadcrumbing others and still holding the keys in some way, shape, or form to privilege, you know, happily so, or at least aspiring to be in that position of authority again, that position of power. But to what avail? Is it to make a difference or be a positive impact? You know, like, is that what it's for? Because if not, you know, then, as I said, you're just recycling the same old energy and making the same old investments, trying to promote yourself as some authority and some power, but ultimately it leads to regret and remorse and a wounded warrior for all of these casualties that have, you know, fallen to his sword one way or another. This is the position of destiny that is inevitable if there is not a heating of the spirit to, and for what? The Empress power, you know, for this. I'm not even going to get into it because it's not even necessary, but the Empress, the Queen of Swords, like, this is, it's like a objectivity of this power, and it's in the feminine aspect for a reason, because feminines just have a different force than masculines. Like, there's a recognition that the power of love and spirit, as the female embodies it, is potent, you know, which is why, like, remember I was saying they all F-boys, which is why it was manipulated and extorted and monopolized in the first place, you know, because if you can captivate that feminine force and even fabricate some lover's vibration, you can ultimately hold the keys to powerful manifestation. But the way that was working before doesn't work now. You have to really love the feminine energy, really respect, really value, really reverence this well of love as it is, this supreme force of creativity, you know, which is what this ultimately represents. You know, this force of this life force, the supreme life force, is what is reverenced. You know, this almost can be a baby shower card in some regard, like literally the vessel that can create life, that can make life, is the reverence here. Instead of reverencing his own position of power and being dignified, as in that King of Swords energy, to operate it in it holistically and in integrity, there was always this idolization of the feminine force, perhaps, you know, and all the while rejecting it too. So that's where the disparity lies truly, but perhaps for past experiences, as the Nine of Wands is usually looking back at how he's been wounded, maybe perhaps by feminine energy in his life, as to why there's this level of disdain and resentment of the you know, the most supreme feminine force. At the same time, there being a bit of an obsession and a jilted reverence for it as well, you know, just for the sake of not having that energy. So when you don't have it, what do? Then you go and you conquer it, as these night energies have done. You go conquer it, you go possess it, you extract all the value and force that you can from it. You burn the village and you move on to the next. You know, that's what I was saying about this savage energy that's been taking place. It's like universally justice has been called over that. And it's only the true value of love and partnership and co-creativity and procreativity that's going to be productive in society as it is now. It's no longer there's no longer a place for fake love to thrive, you know, on one end or the other, you know, from the masculine vibration, from the feminine vibration, collectively. So it's not going to produce much, you know. Either it's going to eventually throw both of them out the tower to try to sustain this lie of love, you know, ultimately, or it's going to bring things around you crumbling down or keep you always in this state of dissension, you know, never in the state of rest, really, because there's something that is just not authentic about that union and that coming together. And again, as I always say, that could absolutely be professionally or personally, in every way, shape, or relationship possible. We are in Venus retrograde in the sign of Leo, where relationships and how you make money and partnerships in general are absolutely coming into exposure and deep alignment, you know, a reckoning of sorts for what you have connected yourself to and why, and what you aspire to truly, you know, and actually seeing the value of what you have manifested for yourself and giving you the opportunity to decide, like, is this really what I want? Is this what nourishes me? Is this what really creates the life that I truly desire to have? Would I like to take a new path? Would I like to have a different experience? That's the question. Like, as of now, that's the question that Spirit is asking. Like, this is that time in retrograde periods where you can be more introspective to make those realignments and reflect and regenerate and really just shift your perspective and potentially change course if you need to. Otherwise, you know, I feel that if people are not willing to, or at least if this energy is not willing to really see the error of his ways, there could be, you know, like I said, like there either that hourglass sand is going to run out completely, and God only, you know, Spirit only knows what happens at that point, or there'll just be a stuckness, literally, this hangman in this cycle of toxicity for another cycle, you know, a full cycle, perhaps a Jupiter cycle of 10, 12 years or more of still playing the same game, but the difference is that it won't yield the same results that it did the last cycle. Didn't want me to say that, but it's the truth. It's not going to yield the same reward and return that it did before. It's just not. It's a new time. It's a new day. The human spirit is evolving, as we're all called to do. Even this energy is evolving. It's just a matter of there being an acceptance, literally, to that evolution of self, of soul, of spirit. To be a yes to this new journey that's being opened up to him. You know, if you're going to keep on keeping on, then you'll eventually see yourself shut out from this overflow of love with no possibility. You see how far away he is from this plan of action? With no possibility to get into the bag really and truly in a way that is spiritually and materially satisfying, because that's what the Eight of Pentacles is. You'll just be stuck working, slaving to ultimately the vibrations that you have created for yourself. And who the hell wants to do that? You know, it might seem like a daunting task to start a new path, but it's far more rewarding to start a path, even as challenging as it may be along the way, than to be stuck in a cycle of destruction with no way out. Because once Spirit says that's it, and you'll be there until the cycle you know, until the justice of that cycle has been fulfilled. All right, so, you know, Empress card on the on the bottom, I should say, and she speaks for herself, so I don't even need to go into all that. And I don't even think she was here to really have a statement right now. I think it was just the presence of her alone to indicate a disparity in the energy here today, you know, and the objectivity ultimately of the main focus. So she off somewhere on her throne doing what she do, no doubt. All right. So anyway, yeah, I guess that's that on that. Thanks for bearing with me. It was a little bit rougher than normal, especially if you made it to the end. I appreciate you hanging in there with me. I don't know. This one was a little bit rough. I'll have to watch it back and see how I even feel about it, to be honest. But I hope that there was something that resonated and there was a message for you or someone connected to you, that, or someone that you can relate to, that would make it make sense. And yeah, I did my best. All right, in any event, I'm gonna leave it there, and until next time, peace.